All right, hey, Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, here with my friend Don Hill.
Hey man, good
from
to be here.
Real Producers Magazine. Tell us a little bit about Real Producers and this panel of experts that you have going.
Yeah, for sure. So Tampa Bay Real Producers is a platform that features the top 500 realtors in the market. Come on in, come on in. We host this monthly event called the Tampa Bay Panel of Experts Series. And today we actually have Brandon on the panel. We're excited. We're diving into a discussion topic today entitled How They Built It, a Dynamic Team Builder. So Brandon is a dynamic team builder with KW, with the Platinum Group, and we have 3 other panelists that are joining us today. So we love them. They're fun. We've been hosting it here at Whiskey Cake for the last few months, really for the whole year. And the goal is to just bring a better, raise all boats as far as the community, get top producers to integrate, share ideas, network. And we'll have agents here that are all top 500 producers. We'll have some agents that are still learning and just getting licensed that are here to learn what it takes to be able to be a dynamic team builder. So I've loved it. We've had Tampa Bay Real Producers since 2019 here in this market. The platform consists of a monthly magazine, events like this. We host about 30 events a year. Some of them are big fun parties. We have one coming up September 1st. Where we're taking out a Starship cruise ship for about 3 hours, and it'll be just a fun live music, food, entertainment, all that fun stuff. And then we do educational panels like this. So it's about developing community. That's really what the core of the platform is designed to do.
And I like what Don said too about having that abundance mentality. A lot of the agents in Tampa Bay, we have that abundance mentality where we can make the pie bigger for everyone through education and through networking and getting more deals done cumulatively as a group, rather than some other industries, some other places you see that scarcity mindset. So that's what's cool about Don and what he's always done with Real Producers Magazine and the folks surrounding us.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yep.
We really wouldn't be able to do what we do without our great sponsors. We have a whole slew of them. If you ever get a chance to check out one of our magazines, you'll see them featured in there. And then if it's not for top producers like Brandon, we have nobody to actually feature. So it's all works together. We try to create that stem of community. Great local businesses that help support people like Brandon and build their team. And then obviously it's about what do the top producers bring to the table on a consistent basis that carries the entire real estate market. Last thing I'll say is there's 23,000 licensed real estate agents out there, and I usually will say this in my opening comments. And our magazine is distributed to the top 500 producers. So it's truly the best of the best. And if it's not for those top producers who somebody would have had to do $15 million to even be in that audience, to be in that group last year. They averaged 92 transactions per agent off of their volume last year. And so that's what Tampa Bay Real Producers does. Brings those people together, sharing their ideas, breaking down those invisible walls and barriers between brokerages, and trying to collaborate so that we can have a stronger community. So, fun. And the first person I want to introduce you to is none other than Mr. Brandon Rhymes. Brandon you might know him as the real estate quarterback, hosts a pretty successful radio show throughout here in the Tampa Bay market. He's been a team leader with the Platinum Group, with KW now for many years. Brandon and I connected initially actually through his radio show. He invited me to come on and talk about Tampa Bay Real Producers. We actually featured him and his team in one of our issues not that long ago. We also connected because we both have a similar background in going through some Tony Robbins business mastery courses. So that was something that he brings to the table with his group and with his team. Brandon calls himself the real estate quarterback because he was a quarterback who played football for USF. He is married to his lovely wife, Lindsay. Has 2 lovely kids, in the process of fostering a child, which I didn't even know that, Brandon. That's awesome. Brandon, by the way, is always entertaining a ton at his house. If you ever get a chance, he would love to have you over. I'll just invite them all, if that's okay. And last year, his team did over $55 million. So let's bring him up, Mr. Brandon Rhymes.
Yeah, so early on in my career, I started off as a mortgage loan officer and a mortgage broker back in right after 9/11 happened, basically. So I think back, it's like 20 years now. It's like, wow, it's kind of a wow moment. But so I kind of echo what we've said here so far, and I'll just add that, playing to folks' strengths. When you get into hiring a team or bringing on a team, we followed the model with Keller Williams Realty. Gary Keller wrote the book Millionaire Real Estate Agent. I think most everybody knows about that book. So we just kind of follow the models, and that's what one of my favorite mentors, Tony Robbins, as Don mentioned, I did UPW and business mastery and went to Namale, Fiji. And that was the number one resounding theme from him, and both Chet Holmes also, who wrote the Ultimate Sales Machine, was to find an expert, find somebody that's already done what you've done and model that expert, or what you're looking to do rather, and model that expert. So that's what I did. I just modeled the experts. I looked at the radio show model as a way to leverage. And then my wife got into real estate also about 4 or 5 years ago. So that really helped us grow exponentially, having both energy, the male energy combined with the female energy, really helped us be a good landing pad for folks that wanted to have that commonality and kind of a fit within a team. So that's kind of about 3 years into my career when we started doing that. So thank you. Exactly. It's an add-on to that. The burnout factor happens with leads, listings, leverage, right? The 3 L's that we talk about with the millionaire real estate agent. So when you understand that listings generate leads, that's when early on I said, hey, I'm going to be a real estate. I'm going to be a sales on the focus on the listing side. Then you leverage that, and now you've got leads to give out. So that you got buyer agents that are maybe newer, they have a specific focus or their geographical area that they want to focus on. So I kind of went full steam ahead on the listing side, and that's what I focus on every day when I wake up is, I need to bring in listings for the team, drive leads for the team, and listings, you hear all the phrases, you list, you last, and things like that. And now I teach a class called Win with Sellers through the Keller Williams organization throughout the state. So I enjoy that. I enjoy giving back and kind of the tools that I've utilized to grow. So yeah, listings help you leverage, and then you bring on buyer agents, and I believe as Cash mentioned too, you bring on that admin, and then you start growing. Now you've got another admin, and then of course you can utilize VAs as well.
Okay, yeah, so challenges, it revolves around people, and the National Association of Realtor stats show that when a listing agent goes into a listing appointment, they're going to close about 25% of those deals. And it's kind of interesting how there's 4 main personality types as well. So I think you got to focus a lot on personality types, the different types of people you want to bring into your organization, the underlying themes of, we treat our team as a family. Everybody in our team, we want it to be a good fit and have that family vibe, and align as well as, especially today with a lot of the stuff going on in the news. I won't go into the politics stuff, but into that type of a thing, making sure you align with people. So in the beginning, the challenges were we were bringing on people just to kind of bring in people and think that it's going to translate into sales the more people you have, and we weren't doing it as strategic as we are now. So the folks that we bring in now are a lot more strategic hires. They're going to be on the team. I see long time into the future. We're building on our sports and entertainment division, our luxury division, folks that we have in that capacity, and then also following the Keller Williams models into other markets. So that's kind of the challenges that we had then and now.
Real estate team is pivotal based on our radio and TV show, the branding that we do, the marketing that we do, and kind of growing your celebrity, growing your sphere of influence. That's one of the biggest things that we do and we teach with our organization. And through our market center, where I'm out of the Palm Harbor, Clearwater office for Keller Williams Realty, there's 480 agents or so there. So we get good recommendations of who might be a good fit for our team, and then we take it from there. We have a 4-step interview process. One of those processes is to come down to the radio TV show we record right over here at Salem Media Group on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we invite potential prospective agents that might want to join our team. Hey, come check out the show. It's kind of a pivotal part of our team and our branding and how we work with listing clients as well, because we feature our listings live on air on our show, kind of part of our unique selling proposition that we offer. And so that's a big part. And then they'll meet with Lindsay. They'll meet with my wife, Lindsay, and that way she can kind of assess them as well and kind of go through the accountability piece. And I think that's what a lot of people are looking for, is that accountability piece and the tools, the opportunity to succeed. And if you can help them, reach those goals, and sometimes you got to be
a little bit affirmed, like, hey, you told me you wanted to make this much money, and that means this many appointments or this many phone calls. Holding them accountable, I think people will respect that, and that's going to be, key determinant of if they're going to be successful or not. So I've written 3 books on real estate marketing, branding, and negotiation, some of my favorite topics. But I did exactly what Don said, is this book is tailored towards that potential prospect that might want to join our team, quarterbacking success, think and grow your multi-million-dollar real estate empire. So I put some cool pictures in here from the different, mayors or Buccaneer football players, celebrities that we've had on the show over the years, kind of giving an insight into our model, and again, the unique selling proposition that we offer to the agents. So I did exactly that. Don said, write it down, put it in format, and it's easier than you think a lot of times too. You can use a ghostwriter and dedicate an hour a week, and then 3 to 4 months later you got a book. So I would recommend that. This is pretty cool. You walk into the client, to the listing client, or the meeting with a developer, or pretty much any meeting, and you say, here's a copy of my book. You sign it for them, and they really like that, and it's kind of cool. So it has those tips and tricks in the book, and it also kind of talks about our culture and things that we've done in the past. So I thought that would be perfect.
That's where I got the idea. I saw your book.
Perfect answer for that, right? One of my first jobs out of school, I played football at USF, graduated from FGCU, business management, entrepreneurship, down in South Florida. I'm from a small town called LaBelle, kind of Fort Myers area. So coming out of school with a management degree, you're kind of limited in options due to your age, et cetera. And I didn't jump right into real estate like some people did. But one of my first jobs was at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Naples. So the 5-star, 5-diamond beach hotel for probably 40, 50 years now. And they had just opened up a 52,000 square foot spa. So that was my workplace every day. Beautiful, working with celebrities from around the world, high net worth individuals. So that culture that the Ritz-Carlton has is what I'm getting at. By the way, I was a personal trainer and a fitness assistant manager in part of that area. But the culture of the Ritz-Carlton, and I even notice it when I go to other hotels or other nice restaurants. I'm like, that service wasn't quite as great as I normally would expect, the Ritz-Carlton or something. But that level of service, I think, speaking about the culture, that's the level of service. And I learned that early on, even through the interview process at the Ritz-Carlton. But just the fact that when someone asks where's the restroom, you don't just say, oh, down there, make a left, then go. You walk them there. You take that time to build rapport with the client. It will be my pleasure to serve. So that's what we really try to bring into our real estate business. And this is great. I'm learning stuff today. I'm going to start making more calls to the other agents, like my friend Cashier. That's good stuff right there. I'll just add, with our office being such a large office, there's classes every day, multiple times throughout the day and week, and to have the newer agent, or maybe an agent that's been in the business a couple years, go to those classes and see which ones match up with what they want to do. Do they want to get into luxury? Would they like to focus more on certain niches? So then that way you can kind of teach and coach and train around that. And then also, today, of course, with the amount of resources available, I'll come across, good training videos on YouTube or Tom Ferry or different, coaches, and I'll forward it to them and say, hey, did check this out, rather than watching an episode of whatever on Netflix, right? Just kind of invest in yourself and try to grow, because that's the key with the people in this room is you're taking the effort, you're showing up, and you are looking to grow. You're looking for that next connection or that piece of advice, and that you can take and grow. So I think that's the key, is just constantly looking for ways to improve yourself, because if you're not growing, you're dying, right? Yeah, I think as you age and you grow, you're constantly wanting to learn. I was in school, in high school especially, I wasn't as much into education, and I was more about the football and different things I was involved in. Got into rodeo at one point. But I used to ride bulls, my friend. I used to ride bulls and team rope.
Awesome.
Country boy. I'm a country boy. Say it. What?
We need another hour.
Oh, I know, right? But I think that's a cool way. When you look at developing a human being, right? The more things that you can do. Pole vault. I did pole vault. I did all these different sports, wrestling. So you look at how can you not only just create just different when you put the person into different environments, right? Having to learn how to rope or ride a bull, like you're learning all these different things, right? So I think that should continue on into our adult life, and I think if you're not, again, you're falling behind. So I really look at, a lot of my free time, I'm listening to podcasts. I like to do what Robbins says is net time, no extra time. So you're listening to an audiobook as you're helping out with the laundry or whatever it might be, taking the dogs for a walk. I'm constantly learning and listening. I probably should limit a lot of the political podcasts that I listen to, especially with today's climate, the Inflation Reduction Act that just passed. But anyways, so, focusing on that, implementing that with your team. And then, one of the best books I would recommend too was, especially for negotiation, I love negotiation. I teach negotiation classes, is Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. A lot of people have probably heard it. And audio books for me was a big winner, because I was just that type of kid. Now they'd probably put me on a bunch of different pills or something, but I don't like to sit down and read. My wife does. She loves and underlines and all that. But I like audio because it's done for me. I can do other things, and I like to absorb information. So that's the key. I think if you're not learning and growing, you're going the opposite way, and your competition's going to beat you out in the end. Yeah, for me, because early on I said I'm going to focus on listings. That's all I'm going to do every day. Wake up, get listings. So for me, I still do a lot of phone calls, and of course we definitely do the parties and want to leverage our sphere and get as many natural or organic referrals, right? The organic word.
That's okay there.
Right, that's good in that case. Okay, and then but KPIs, what I would do, depending on what if you're more of a networker type of person, how many contacts did I make this week, right? In Keller Williams, we talk about METs, people I've met and I have not met. So there's a lot more people that you haven't met out there. And that's one of the things I relate it also to number of appointments, listing appointments set, apps taken. I mentioned NAR says 25% if you sit into a client kitchen room, living room, whatever, you're taking an application, you're trying to get the listing. 25% is the average among all National Association of Realtors. Ours is well above 60% because of our unique selling proposition with the radio TV show model. But yeah, that's what I would do, is just figure out what type of agent you want to be, what you're good at, and then break it down into, and of course the end of that is closings, right? So how many sides did you close? How many of those appointments did you convert? And how many listings taken? And then Keller Williams also says with every listing you should develop at least 2 or 3 transactions from that listing, whether it's another buyer, investor, or maybe the seller across the street.